If there's one watch brand that started it all for many collectors, it's Seiko. From the elegant King Seiko to the ever-reliable 5 Sports line and the legendary 62 Moss, they've released some really iconic watches. And like many of you, Seiko was my gateway into the world of watch collecting. When I first got serious about watches, I was all about the automatics. But I had a tight budget, so my options were limited. That's what made Seiko so special. For years, they were the go-to brand for anyone looking for a well-built, affordable automatic watch. Over time, my Seiko collection grew, and while my tastes and preferences have evolved, Seiko will always hold a special place in my heart and my watch box. This year, they've been busy dropping a variety of fresh designs and cool reissues that pay tribute to their rich history. Today, we're taking a look at 8 standout new releases. Since the SKX dive watch was revived in 2019 to orchestrate a 5 Sports collection overhaul, it has been Seiko's most popular watch. It served as the foundation for 5 Sports growth and introduced a new generation of watch fans to what can arguably be considered the best affordable dive watch of all time. After 5 years, Seiko decided it was time for some updates. They played it safe by drawing from what made the 5 Sports collection special. The hands and dial markers carried over from the 1990s SKX design, and now getting a subtle new look, the bezel changed to mirror the original. Swapping a new dial for the old SKX bezel keeps the 5 Sports diver rooted in its heritage and provides a cool surprise for Seiko fans. The bezel used on 5 Sports dive watches since 2019 was a bit wider than the original and has a 15-minute dot track. The updated reference goes back to the original design with the dot-minute track around the entire bezel. The update also extends to the bracelet, which features another Easter egg. 2 of the new 5 Sports come on a steel 3-link bracelet. While the 3-link design has been part of the collection since 2019, the new rounded link version, similar to a presidential bracelet, is new. The dial color selections on the steel bracelet options is a nod to the black-dialed SKX007 and the navy blue dial of the SKX009, the 2 most famous variations of the 90s dive watch. For the other half of the update, the orange and yellow dial options come equipped on a black rubber strap. These new SKX references retail for $425 on the steel bracelet and $385 on the rubber dive strap. Seiko's most extreme dive watch, the Prospex Marinemaster, got a celebratory makeover with a limited edition dial and an impressive new movement. The brand celebrated the 60th birthday of the legendary 62 Moss, their first true dive watch, with a trio of limited edition Prospex Marinemaster references. The most impressive is hands down the SLA-081J1. Equipped with Seiko's newest and most advanced automatic movement and decorated with an engraved dial rich in Japanese art history. It was already Seiko's highest performing dive watch with a 600-meter dive rating. This new Marinemaster now boasts a 72-hour power reserve. The big 16mm thick case measures 50.4mm lug to lug, is built from a single piece of titanium, and has an L-shaped gasket that prevents helium infiltration during deep diving, removing the need for an escape valve. The stainless steel bezel is coated with a diamond-like carbon that is 6 times harder and more scratch-resistant than steel, and to prevent weak points, the bezel is secured in place with 2 external clamps that screw into the back of the case. Inside powering the engine is Seiko's newest evolution of the 8L automatic movement, the 8L45, a limited edition run of 600 units with the price of $4,600. Seiko's first wristwatches didn't get released until the 1900s, but slender, elongated Roman numerals inside a dash track has been part of the brand's design language since 1895 when they started selling pocket watches. Today, that dial pattern is a signature feature of the Presage collection, and the new SPB495J1 takes the heritage a step further. A 24-hour subdial at the 6 is a reminiscent design dating back over a century, though it originally displayed the seconds hands, a typical feature for pocket watches. This timepiece may have an old-fashioned dial, but the rest of its specs are very much modern. It runs on Seiko's 6R5H movement and has an enamel dial that creates a gorgeous white background unmatched by any other material. The dial has been housed in a case constructed of hard-coated stainless steel. The contrasting blue hands brings a fun splash of color. An absolutely gorgeous watch with great heritage and build quality. The retail price is around $750. Another hugely successful Seiko watch is none other than the Alpinist. The tough construction with the addition of a GMT complication and stunning new dial, this new updated version is a perfect everyday watch. The Prospex GMT SPB495J isn't the first Alpinist that features a GMT, a feature that first appeared in 2003, or is it the first textured dial? But those elements, combined with the collection's signature colors, have never come together better. The dial's texture was inspired by the wing feathers of hornbills, and under closer examination it reveals overlapping grooves into the dial, while at arm's length the matte black finish shines just like bird feathers. The hour markers have a small but notable adjustment. Rather than alternating triangular dashes and sans serif Arabic numerals, there are 8 dashes with numerals at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Also, the applied number and dash hour markers have sharper edges compared to the more rounded indices seen on other versions, giving them a more cohesive design. This watch is a special edition with collectors in mind and someone looking for a practical field watch. It has 200 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating, LumiBrite on the hands and indices, and an internal rotating compass bezel. It's powered by Seiko 6R54 movement. It's worth noting this is the first Alpinist with the black fixed GMT bezel. Because this watch was being sold exclusively in the Asian market for the equivalent of around $1,650, it was also a limited run of only 500 units, so you'll have to be a bit creative if you want to get one. Nonetheless, this is one of the best looking Seiko watches I've seen in a long time, which says a lot because they have tons of stunners. Throughout the years, Seiko fans have been treated to a few notable revivals, like the multiple versions of the 62 Monster, and the King Seiko was reborn with a direct copy of the original design. And now a new watch has emerged from the archives. The SRPL91K and SRPL93K are designed after a diver from the late 60s and early 70s. It was one of the first models in the now iconic Seiko 5 Sports line, which was introduced in 1968. More significantly, the watch gained notoriety because it was seen on the wrist of Gene Kranz, NASA's second chief flight director, who served during the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo missions. In the beginning, the collection was designed to be general-purpose sports utility watches that could handle just about anything, like diving, mountaineering, and any other adventurous activity. Even more so, they were also meant to be comfortable and stylish for daily use. The dials borrow inspiration from Seiko's dive watches from the 60s like the 62 Monster, and functioned as affordable alternatives. Functionally, the new SRPL references performs like modern 5-day sport dive watches. It has 100 meters of water resistance, a domed sapphire crystal, a rotating dive bezel, and lume on the hands and applied indices. A distinguishable design is the elliptical case that serves as a crown guard in the similar way the Seiko Turtle dive watch does. These new additions to the ever-expanding 5 Sports collection provides the same level of performance that we've come to know and love in a cool vintage layout. Both watches will be available in late July or early August for $695. Seiko's Presage Style 60s collection was introduced in 2020, and the retro-inspired design is really hitting its stride. Featuring generous new dial colors, a recently introduced 5-link steel bracelet, and a new 2-tone brown leather strap, it's fair to call this a new high point for the new collection. Hidden beneath the bold visual updates, Seiko shifted the date window, now at the 6 o'clock, with the original frame design rotated 90 degrees. All of the technical specs remain unchanged. It's powered by the workhorse caliber 4R36 automatic movement, has a 39.5mm steel case topped with a hardlex crystal and LumiBrite inlays on the hands and hour markers. Seiko fans have often dubbed the Presage line as the affordable alternative to Grand Seiko, most notably with the now discontinued Sark's Baby Grand collection. The new Style 60s release follows the design cues that reference natural landscapes and seasonal color palettes. All 3 dial colors are springtime pastels that offer refreshing splashes of color like the ice green, silver violet, and golden yellow. All 3 dials have a slight horizontal brush texture. It also introduces an entirely new 2-tone leather strap to the Presage lineup. The brown leather combines with the walnut color of the steel bezel insert accentuates the golden dial. Since its introduction in 2020, the Style 60s collection has steadily gained momentum, and this beautiful new assortment of dial colors and interesting date window adjustment are welcome additions to the collection. They are available from UK Seiko boutiques for $575. Within Seiko's catalog of dive watches, they have had many earned nicknames, one of which is the Monster. When it first arrived on the scene, the SKX779 had conflicting opinions within the watch community. Some found the slightly bizarre, chunky appearance not really that great looking at all, while others felt like it was love at first sight. For better or worse, the Monster became a mainstay in the catalog, and the most recent edition turns another unique page in its long history with the release of an exclusive Seiko and Beams Prospex SKX781. 2 elements that earn this diver the nickname Monster is the chunky stainless steel case and matching thick steel bracelet. both of which remain in this new version, as well as other notable characteristics, including its rotating timing bezel, Lumibrite coated hands and hour markers, day-date window at the 3 o'clock, the crown at the 4, and the hard Lex crystal. It's also still powered by the same reliable, time-tested 4R36 automatic mechanical movement, which is partly also why the watch is still the same beefy 42.5mm size. What's different about this monster? The color palette has been swapped for a silver and gold pattern. Like Beam's fashion blueprint, this exclusive colorway is simple but still very much stylish. For now, the SKX781 Monster is a Japan exclusive, and whether it makes its way stateside is anyone's guess. It's available on Beams' website for around $550. When Seiko first introduced the 5 Sports line in 1968, it was focused on auto racing and water sports. Several years later, the Japanese watchmaker's most famous automotive watch, the Speed Timer, was launched under the 5 Sports name. When Seiko revived the collection in 2019, it focused on dive and field watches, and it wasn't until 2023 that elements from the line's auto racing heritage started to reappear. This new Mooneyes lends some of its clout in the hot rod community to help bring more racing into the 5 Sports collection. Mooneyes was founded in California in the late 1950s, starting out as a garage and custom part manufacturer that built hot rods. The distinct yellow eyes logo became iconic in the custom car community, and through this fun collaboration, we now see it on a Seiko diver. The bezel is the same design that dates back to 1969, and rather than the painted aluminum like it's been in the past, the flashy black and yellow bezel is made from acrylic, giving it more depth and shine. It has a 42mm case and runs on the Seiko's in-house 4R36 automatic movement. When released, it retailed for $450. It's always exciting to see new watches get released from a big familiar brand like Seiko. Although they have upped their ante on a lot of their collections, it has pushed the prices quite a bit. So it's nice to see them still focus on some of their affordable lines. It's tough for me to narrow down my absolute favorite out of these 8 watches, but I am curious to know which was your favorite. That's it for today. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.